Yeah, let's chat, bro. So, who are you, bro?
Me.
State your name. State your name for the camera.
Oh. Victor Moore.
Yeah.
You could just call me Vic, I guess.
And where can they find you, like on social media, or if they're trying to like check out your channel on YouTube?
Instagram is at Vic Moore 29. Twitter is at Vic_Moore29.
Okay.
And YouTube is just youtube.com/VicMoore.com or Vic Moore.
I'll be sure to put everyone like all your info and everything in the video as well. Okay, cool, man. So first off, like, how long have you been cutting for, brother?
I've been cutting for like 7.5 years.
7.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, man, cool. And what is your barber story on how you got into this, bro? Like, where did it all start for you?
Oh man,
that's like behind every great barber, there's always a story, right? So
it's funny, actually. I didn't even want to be a barber because when I started, I was literally like giving shape ups with a machine that you would actually cut with. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even an edger or a trimmer. It was just, and it was sharp as hell too. I think my brother used to use it to like shave his head like completely bald. And I started using that, and I was actually like giving like ice picks to all my boys. Like, just pointed sideburns, and I cut my boy Mills and my other boy John from back home. They were like the first two to ever let me cut them. And ever since then, it went from there. And everybody was like, "Oh, you should be a barber. You should go to school for it and stuff." And I was like, "Nah, I don't want to be a barber. Barbers don't make any money." All these stigmas that people would think about barbering. And then I decided to go to school for it and never looked back. And thankful that I didn't. You didn't
go to barber school. You went to cosmetology school, right?
In New Jersey, at the time that I was like starting to cut hair, there was no license for just barbering, so I had to go for cosmetology, which is, you know, hair, nails, you're doing esthetician work, skincare, stuff like that. And so barbering was covered under that.
Okay.
And now they've just recently changed the law, and they do have barbering schools. So,
and do you find like taking that route as opposed to like most barbers, like just going to barber school or like doing an apprenticeship, do you feel like you got an edge, like, or anything of the sorts, or like a different perspective on the business?
No, I think going to cosmetology school really just like taught me how to scissor cut and really taught me the principles of like actually cutting hair. Like, if you take like all of the fading out and just like look at hair, like I've seen some of the diagrams and stuff on Instagram that like show what hair would look like at 90 degrees and stuff like that. And I feel like going to cosmetology school taught me that. And I don't know how barbering school is now because I'm not in, but
but it helped you with like those little things.
It did. Now, what are the laws like in Canada?
In Canada, in Canada, it's basically on the same level. Like, they don't have a barber's license necessarily, so you can't actually recognize like barbering as a trade to the point where you can go to school and get like a barber's. Same thing as New Jersey. So the only things you have out here to legitimize yourself as a hair cutter or something of the sorts in that state is going to hairstyling school and so forth. But the thing is, a lot of barbers, they just don't want to go through that, right? Like, they don't want to put the money in. They don't want to like learn women's hair. They don't want to learn like all the stuff that doesn't have to do with actual like fading lineups, all that sort of stuff. So same thing, like, you only have a hairstylist license, but in the actual reality of things, there's probably only like about maybe 10% of like the barbers in the whole city, like in the whole Toronto I guess, vicinity, like whether it's the GTA, which if you don't know what the GTA is, it's basically the Greater Toronto area, but even inner city as well. Most barbers here are either self-taught, they do an apprenticeship, or they just do the basement and garage grind with like their boys until they build up enough reputation, enough stack. And if you're good enough in the city, and like you're not cutting people up or welding anyone's head up, you can basically cut for the most part, unless someone comes in and busts up your scene. But usually how it works too is like if you have someone licensed in your shop, as long as you have one person licensed, I think they're allowed to technically they're allowed to take a 1-2 apprentice.
Oh wow.
So if you're not licensed or something, but you have someone in your shop that is licensed.
See, we don't do apprenticeship in New Jersey.
Right?
Pennsylvania allows it, but New Jersey doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. There's not even for an apprenticeship, there's no actual curriculum for an apprenticeship. It's just by the whoever's mentoring you. It's by their standards basically. So when I started out, I did an apprenticeship, but I did it with 3 different barbers that all worked under the shop. So every single day I would work there, if I was doing a haircut or if someone was trying to show me something, usually one of the barbers for that day would show me their take on it, and then another day I would do it under someone else's wing. Nice. And they'd have different ways of kind of supervising and making sure that you weren't doing anything you weren't supposed to, and you were doing things by health standards, obviously, right? You don't want to be unhygienic, but yeah. And then eventually it got to the point where you whenever that person feels like you're good to go, they give you the go ahead. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. All right, so you're from New Jersey. For those people that don't know,
yes,
are you
from
from
New Jersey.
South?
I'm from South Jersey. South Jersey and North Jersey are 2 completely different states, practically.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, exactly. So what would you say? I mean, you can obviously go into that if you want, but in terms of being a barber in the state of New Jersey, South New Jersey, right? What's it like being a barber, and what's in that general area, but what's the general barber culture like in your part of
It's like being
Jersey?
a rock star.
I'm just kidding.
Barbering culture in South Jersey that's a tough question to answer. What is barbering culture? It's tapers, it's fades, it's sneakers, it's good music. I got you. We have a good time in the barbershop. We crack jokes just like every other barbershop,
Got you, man.
It's similar to a lot of barbershops, but then it's unique in the sense that a lot of the haircuts that we do, like Philly clips, for example, I don't think that everybody's doing for those who don't know what a Philly clip is, it's when it hook. You know what a Philly clip is, right? No?
It's like a lower taper?
No, it's not. It's actually let me see if I can get a picture of it. Yeah. But that's unique to the tri-state area.
That's all good. In the meantime, while you're getting that picture, why don't you tell us, because you were saying before, there's a big difference between North and South Jersey. What do you think is the biggest thing that makes it so different? In terms, not even on a barber level of things, just in general.
What makes South Jersey different from
North Jersey? Yeah, I know.
South Jersey is way more relaxed than North Jersey is. Okay. North Jersey is it's kind of like an extension of New York, in a sense. Even the people from North Jersey even sound different than the people from South Jersey.
I feel you.
South Jersey has more of a Philly vibe to it than matter of fact, if you go to South Jersey, you're only gonna find probably Philly fans and Eagle fans and stuff like that, but you go to North Jersey, you're gonna find your Giants fans, Yankee fans, Knicks fans, and stuff like that.
Kind of like NorCal and SoCal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
It's such a small state though, but it's really divided like that though.
Okay. Yeah, we got that a little bit out here in Toronto, a little bit too, man. Awesome. Okay, so you made quite a splash on that YouTube scene. About when did you start the channel? Is it a couple years ago?
I think it was 2013,
2013. Okay.
14,
so that's about 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
3-4 years ago, you started that channel, and I mean, you definitely have a following. You definitely have people out there that care what you're doing.
It's not really that big, but
so what was what was that initial motive behind doing that? Constructing a channel and putting it up, and I mean, considering when you first started it off, did you ever think it would grow to the magnitude that it did?
I didn't. One of my early clients, his name is Manny. I was giving him this fade and stuff, and we decided to switch his haircut up that day.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, let's try to make a video and see what happens. I'll put some music behind it and let's see.
Yeah.
And
it just came together.
I came in on a Monday one day and he met me and we just set the camera up, did it, and it was a long video. I threw some songs behind it.
That's crazy.
And I was like so excited when I like got done the video because it was like before I had my MacBook, so it took me forever to do it. And it was like, because I had a HP, I think, or something like that, and it had a whole bunch of stuff on the hard drive already, so it took me forever to render that video. But once I finally got it done, I was so excited. I was like, all right, I'm about to post this and let's see what happens. And then it was like the first day it got 1,000 views, and I was just like, oh shit, that's crazy. And then it just kept going. Then I'm like, as it was approaching a million, I'm like, yo, I can't believe this is happening. And my cousin has a YouTube channel, and she's like, yo, I've never seen anybody's channel like grow like this. You really have something here. And I'm like, nah, like kind of downplaying it. And then 11 million views later, I'm like, I guess I really have something here.
Wow, man, so 11 million views.
I'm blessed to have it, and
that's crazy, bro.
Thankful.
So do you have like any like specific like future plans like for the channel at all, or like any endeavors that you want to do with it?
I kind of want to get into like a little more everyday vlogging.
Oh, okay.
And I'll incorporate a little bit more things in my life that interest me, like sports and like fashion, a whole bunch of other things. And I'm probably gonna branch out with maybe a series that I want to start. Okay. And get like barbering culture across the world, starting in the U.S. probably, move out to Canada as I'm here now.
Okay.
And just see what that's like, and like, kind of share my life through my channel.
It's dope.
So,
okay. Well, I won't spoil it too much because we obviously want to just see what you got to do with it. I like when you just kind of do your things, which I gotta get to something else in a few.
Well, still looking for that Philly clip picture.
Yeah, he's still looking for that Philly clip. Actually, you know what? It is the next question. So just like you kind of caught me off guard with the channel, you caught me off guard with this brand that you're starting.
Oh yeah, Garden State Barber Co.
Yeah, so you're calling it Garden State Barber Co. Why don't you like talk a little bit about like what that brand is and like what kind of plans you have in store for it in terms of like just on the fashion side of things, and also like what it's affiliated towards in the barbering realm of things.
With Garden State Barber Co., what I want to achieve is I want barbers to have things they can wear to work that are actually fashionable. Because I feel like at a lot of these barbering shows, the stuff that they're selling is generic. And I mean, that's no shade on anybody, because I've bought a lot of hot stuff from there, a lot of nice tees.
Got you.
Yeah, now I want barbers to be able to have things that are fashionable and trendy and still be functional for work. Because a lot of the stuff is getting kind of cheesy at these barber shows.
Exactly.
And like
shit that you wouldn't want to wear every day, right?
Yeah, exactly. I want some cool stuff to wear, like more than just like t-shirts and leather aprons. You know what I'm saying? Like I want some other stuff, some cool stuff. Like I want stuff with color, and
And the one thing I like
let's push the envelope in fashion with barbering. I mean, as barbers, we're setting the trend anyway, so why not push that forward?
Was there like a specific reason why you chose to? I mean, Garden State, is that?
Oh yeah, well, for the longest, I'm not gonna lie, I felt kind of ashamed to be from New Jersey, especially South Jersey, because it didn't get any notoriety. But now that I've gotten older and matured more, I'm like, you know what? South Jersey raised me, so you know what?
Yeah.
Let's put that out there. Garden State Barber Co. Here.
You're gonna raise the brand.
Like, all right, I'm from New Jersey. Here, this is what we do in New Jersey. We cut, we fade. We're good. We're just as good as everyone else.
So man, especially coming from like a city like Toronto, and like, I mean, you already know, like a few years ago, nobody knew about this city.
Exactly.
Nobody knew. People were ashamed like to be from here, and they would never like really say anything. So I can definitely like appreciate something like that.
Yeah. Sure.
Like I don't even call like the Toronto the Six, because like that's just a new terminology that like everybody be using. But everybody knows that like if you're from Toronto,
I've been hashtagging the Six since I've been out here. I'm not even.
I don't have anything against it. I don't have anything against it. I mean, it's still love. It's still love. But like at the same time, like if you're from Toronto, like you're just gonna say it's either Toronto, the dot, or like the 416, and just leave it at that, right?
They just called South Jersey farmland.
Farmland?
I'm from the Garden State.
I got you. Okay, so I got a few questions for you right here. These are just speed round questions, so you don't like.
Except for AC. AC is the only thing that's in South Jersey.
Yeesh.
Down by the shore.
Word, eh? What shore though?
Atlantic.
Atlantic? Okay, I had to ask. I just had to make
Atlantic
sure.
Ocean.
I didn't know if you had like more than one shore.
Our water's probably greener than this grass is. I'm just kidding. It's really nice down there. Ocean City, Avalon, all those places are nice.
Okay. So, favorite detachable clip? If you do use it.
I do. I have a BGRV.
BGRV?
And I also have a Model 10, which the screws on the inside need to be tightened, so it's been rattling. So I had to stop using it for a little bit, but I use the cordless BGRV.
BGRV?
I like it.
Okay.
I kind of want to see what the what is it? The Supra? Is it the Indus Supra?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Supra.
I want to see what that is yet.
Yeah.
I just haven't decided to spend the money on it yet. So. But I want to try that though, and I'll see what.
Okay. Favorite adjustable clipper?
My favorite adjustable clipper is the Wall Magic Clip. Cordless.
Okay. Cool.
Currently, that's my favorite.
Fair enough. Your favorite drop foil shaver?
I use the Indus Profile, and I used to swear by the Wall shaver, the 5-star balding. Yeah. But once I got introduced to the Indus Profile, I was just like,
find it more efficient.
I was like, ooh, this is nice.
Right?
This is nice.
Favorite liner?
My favorite liner.
That's
Can I put 2 in there?
Yeah, do you?
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I swear by the detailer.
Swear by the detailer.
I used to love the T-out liner, but I feel like I can cover more range with the detailer as far as like the different types of hair I can cut. I'm not saying you can't cut any type of hair with the Indus. I feel like it's easier for me to cut any hair with the detailer.
Okay. So. Do you find that you like it better with the standard blade or the T-wide?
I like the T-wide blade.
T-wide?
Yeah, the T-wide.
Fair enough. Okay.
I also like the Slimline Pro though. Because I use that for like the
original
small
or
areas.
the LI?
The LI.
LI?
Yeah,
okay.
LI.
Had to make sure. Last one for the speed round is favorite straight blades to use. That's always an important one.
Oh, I use the Dorco Prime blades.
Dorco Primes. And do you find like a significant difference from that between that and like maybe like the blues or the red ones?
Yeah, I feel like I can use less blades for a cut, and it really depends on the thickness of the person's hair too, though.
Yeah. Of course. Everyone's different. Okay, cool. Do you have? Okay, actually, no. I gotta ask this one.
I gotta ask this one
because I ask everybody that I interview this question, and like I always love asking this one. Top 3 all-time favorite trends or styles to perform. Whether it's a fade, whether it's like it's a certain style of hair.
I love. All right, my top 3.
Top 3.
All right.
Top 3. It doesn't have to be like in any specific order. Just top 3.
Okay, I like a high ball fade on wavy hair with maybe like a 2-3 on top, and just blend it all the way out straight.
Okay.
Like a high to mid-high bald fade. That's one of them. The low fade with maybe like a pump on top. I like that, like traditional style. And my last one is actually a women's haircut. Yeah. I like the asymmetrical bob, where it's like kind of shorter here and then comes down, but one side longer, then give it like a bang.
Ooh, okay.
I like doing that as well.
Okay, I've never heard that one. But
because I do women's hair too, because I have a cosmetologist.
He does women's hair. So ladies, if you're in Jersey, hit this man up. Trust me, bro.
I've been doing more color on my channel now too.
Yeah,
so look out for
that. Okay. Been out here in Toronto since Saturday.
A few days,
It's Monday now, so it's been like 3 days.
Yeah,
about 3 days. 3 days. Yeah. What do you like about the city? How are you feeling about the vibe out here?
Man, everybody's trendy.
Yeah.
That's what I like so far. Everybody's trendy. I've seen a lot of good haircuts.
Yeah.
I've met some great people. Everybody seems to be friendly. Like East Coast people can be, Northeast people can be pretty rude to each other sometimes. But
I got you.
It's always nice to get out and meet new people, especially in a different country. So.
Okay, cool. So rounding up this interview, I got maybe 4 questions left for you. You don't have to go like crazy in depth or anything like that, but what are your thoughts on the general industry that we got going on right now currently, and is there anything that you'd like to see different or change if you could see it any different?
One thing, a lot of people are saying that they don't like that a lot of people are becoming barbers and it's becoming oversaturated, and I agree, it is starting to become a little oversaturated in some senses. But I like the fact that more people are becoming barbers, because sometimes, especially in the States, like barbering is looked down on, like it's not a highly esteemed profession.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really should be. Like, we're giving people their confidence back. To, you know what I mean? Like, we're doing more than just getting a haircut. It's therapy also.
Yeah.
So I like that more people are being confident enough to feel like they can be safe as a barber and not be like, I'm not going to be able to make a living. You know what I mean? So I like that the light is being shed on the career, like, in that sense. And something that I would like to see changed, what would I like to see changed? Just like everybody else, I'd like to see less paint and less Photoshop.
Less paint, less Photoshop?
Yeah, let's just, because I mean, a lot of these new barbers that are coming in are either thinking that they're going to come in the shop and be that Instagram barber from day one and be making, $1,200, $1,300 in the shop, without first getting these walk-ins and these crying babies and all, you know what I mean? And like, putting in your work like the rest of us. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. We all been there.
And if not, then they're either coming into it thinking that everything that you cut has to be one of those cuts on Instagram. And there's a lot of people that don't want that. Yeah. That type of cut. Like, some people just want, like, a regular cut.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to do both, though. Don't get me wrong. You got to be able to do both.
You do. You really do have to be able to do both. Okay. So if you could cut in one other city outside of your own in the world, where would it be? Don't say Toronto.
It wasn't going to be Toronto. Sorry.
I mean, like, yeah, I know you want to cut here. I know you want to cut here. I know you want to cut here. But if there is like one, like, think the entire world, you could go to any city and just cut. If you could just do it for like one day.
Tokyo?
Mm-hmm. I concur.
It would be a hell of a day fading, because Asian hair is tough to fade. But could you imagine the art that would come out of that barbershop?
They'd be amazed. They wouldn't let you go.
It would be amazing.
They wouldn't let you go. That's true. All right.
Maybe Japan next. I might be there. Yeah. Watch out for me.
There's no reason you can't, right? What's the biggest challenge you had to face during the course of this craft right now?
Getting through school.
That
was a tough time, because I was working 2 jobs, and I worked in the shop. First, it was actually, I went to school.
Yeah.
Got up, went to school. Then after school, I went, because I was a home health aide, which is kind of like a CNA, which is like a nurse's aide.
Yeah.
And I would go to people's homes and take care of them. So I did that after school, and then after that, I went to the barber shop, and then I was cutting. I did that until I got out of school, because I had to pay for some of my school, so it was like it's kind of tough, and I had a car payment and some other stuff, so it was tough. But
so it was a lot of managing.
It was a lot, and I mean, hey, I made it through, and
here you are now.
It let me, made me stronger. So
I'm here. Okay. If you could give up and coming barbers one tip to help make their journey into this life of being a barber, what would it be? Anything. It could be about cutting, it could just be about the way that you take yourself, or just how you handle your business, but just one tip.
Don't listen to anyone who tries to discredit or give you negative energy about something that you're truly passionate about. Because I see a lot of people let their dreams go to waste because someone else said you couldn't do it, or because, they're like, I don't think that's something that you would be cool doing, or something. I can't see you doing that. And it's like, it doesn't matter if they can see you doing it, as long as you can see yourself doing it. Like,
I feel you.
No one's gonna stop you if you really want it.
No, that's a good piece right there. No, I definitely back you up on that. Okay, so we only got 2 more left. What things do you keep to motivate and to keep loving the brew for this art, even after cutting after so many years? Like, I mean, I'm sure you could can relate. Like, you're in the shop and you've been doing it for so many years, seeing the same faces, the same clients, same haircut. Yeah, it can get repetitive. It can get stagnant. But we all know that we all have to do something different, at least to. And someone actually asked me this at my shop, like, just the other day, like, and they were saying, like, like, I've been doing this for so long, and they were like, sometimes it gets boring.
Yeah.
And even I can admit that, like, sometimes it does get a little bit repetitive, but I always find a way to kind of bounce back, whether it's just watching YouTube videos or going to another shop for like an hour or 2, watching people cut. Like, I find like the enjoyment for the craft again just in those little things. So just from one barber to another, like, especially in a whole different city, I'm just wondering, like, what does it for you out in Jersey, like, when you're like, like, maybe you're just going through buyer's block, like, you're just not feeling it?
Well, first, it actually starts my barbershop, because I work with a bunch of barbers that every day we're constantly pushing each other to do stuff, whether it be like either joking about haircuts or complimenting one another on a haircut, or like, yo, I seen that fade that you just posted, that was dope, or like, sometimes we're like, chip that man when somebody's walking out the shop, but really, you know, he's basically saying like, damn, you flamed that cut. Like, but it starts with that, and then we constantly try to look up classes or go to different shows, and just like coming out here actually it's something that every time I go on like an excursion and meet new barbers, I come back and I'm like, all right, these clippers are recharged now.
Okay, bro. Okay, that's you know what, I feel that, and I like the fact that you actually make the trip out to get that back, to get that hunger and so forth. That's like the most refreshing way I think to do it. So the last question I just got for you, man, is do you have any last words to your followers or anyone who supports you, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, just people that know you through social media, or even like, you know, back home?
Follow my channel. Follow my Instagram, and also look out for Garden State Barber Co. You can follow that also.
All the info like below as well, like in case you guys want to follow this.
At Garden State _Barber Co.
I gotta give a shout out to my boy Barber Ken as well. He got these dope hats that he
super
just
dope
started
hats
out.
Barber Ken got.
These are fire. Like,
matter of fact,
you guys need to pick up one of these hats because he has so many different colorways, and the quality and the logo, just everything about them is just
Barber
crazy,
Ken
man.
hats.
Like, yo, you don't understand. Like these dudes. Okay, you gotta come in the picture, man. Come in the picture,
Barber
bro.
Ken
Get in the picture, bro. Come on. You gotta come on, bro. Don't be acting like
cameraman. Photographer, he's a photographer,
I'm telling you, bro,
videographer,
these barbers
barber,
from Jersey, bro.
These
entrepreneur. This is Barber Ken, man.
Artist,
bro. He's the dude right here. He's low key. Check what's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Barber Ken.
Barber Ken. I'm gonna put 23. The info below as well on this. I gotta put the info. Check out his work, man. This guy is underrated, like super underrated. He doing shit better than me. Trust me, bro. Like these dudes are. OG.
So now listen. Tell me. What haircut do you do the most?
What haircut?
Out here? What do Toronto guys like to get?
Like style? Or just
the most repetitive haircut you do out here.
Most repetitive cut I do out here, other than fades, obviously. Probably side parts. A lot of those, you know, like you put the part and you shave high on the one side. Yeah,
we call that a hard part.
You get a lot of those.
Disconnect.
You get a lot of guys that just come in and they're just like, just take short on the sides and like trim the top, and they'll just wear it messy or whatever. I get a lot of as of lately, more so I've been getting a lot more slick backs. Like a lot of dudes for some reason, like they just want to grow their hair out and they want to push it back, and unfortunately, like, don't get me wrong, like the beard, bro. The beard's shining out. It's shining out here, bro. making me like